Hello Aries Seeker, welcome back to the Existential Shift. If you're new, also very happy to have you. My name is Morgane. I'm recording this on Thanksgiving, so happy holiday. I hope you have things that you reckon to be grateful for, and possibly even be grateful for the things that most people aren't necessarily grateful for, right? Because this is the Existential Shift and we're making lemons out of lemonade. It's interesting because lemonade is acidic, right? But when we consume it, it's not acidic. It's actually very benefic to the body. It's very detoxifying, very cleaning, cleansing. So it's interesting how something that can be perceived as what it is to be difficult or acidic or hurtful, as we consume it, aka process it, and internalize it, it actually benefits us in a way. Kind of like a harsh truth. Where did that come from? Let's be grateful for the things we've realized recently that may be uncomfortable. Some difficult pills to swallow, yet it's the very same pill that helps us heal. It's the pill of the feel, of the feels. Oh, speaking of feels, 7 of Wands and the Tower. Conflict, arguments, a breakdown of some sort, feeling defensive. What if, instead of feeling defensive against these wands, use them as some sort of mirroring? Because every single one of these wands that seemingly is coming at you is the same wand you're holding. You know, they say that karma is a return of what we put out there, only tenfold. In this case, 6-fold, right? If we hold one wand, 6 wands will come at us. With the Tower in this case, especially because it creates 2 7s, 7 of Wands, and the Tower is 16, so that sums to 7. That's a spiritual realization of the self. And maybe what we're defending ourselves against is our own self that unveils itself to us in the face of whatever exterior things people come at us, tell us, do to us. If you can't beat them, join them. If you can't beat your own mechanism, join it. Learn all about it. Every time something comes at you, don't resist. Don't come back at it with your own wand. That is just the same wand they have. Stop. Be still. Consume the acidic and transmute it into healing, aka self-awareness. 7 is a very interesting number. On one hand, it's very analytical and mathematical, the engineer, the mathematician, very logical, but it's also very spiritual, the number of the divine, very godly, very amorphic, which doesn't surprise me, consider that I view numbers as the language of the divine. We see divinity in equations all over. Think of the, the golden ratio. The perfect number, 1.618. It's the ratio between everything and everything in this physical world. Too many cards, too many cards. Although it was another 7 at the bottom of it, but let's build the story properly. I'm a storyteller. You can't just spit it all out, right? We need to build it. Create some drama, suspense. So this perfect number, this golden ratio, which is a result of everything divided in everything in this material world, to me it shows me that everything that interacts with anything, with everything, no matter in what way, results to perfection of some sort. It's all in the name of perfecting the spirit, right? In unifying ourselves. If you want to understand a mechanism, you need to break it down. If you want to understand the wholesome, the oneness, you need to create division. So, when something or someone breaks you down, it's in order to build you back up. It allows you to see your own pieces and why they connect within you the way that they connect within you, and what they create, who they create, you. And who are you? Are you actually a sum of all these pieces? Are you any of these pieces at all? How will you know unless you get dissected, Aries? Now, we know you know how to do that. You know how to press everyone's buttons and trigger everyone's inconvenient truths. You're good at it. It's good that you're good at it. But who does that to you? Who does that for you? 4 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. Too much to hear? Too much to deal with? I understand. You're so magnanimous, it's difficult to face yourself. When you turn around and trigger yourself, it's a little bit of a piece of our own medicine, isn't it? The 10 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, right after the Tower. It's too much. Too much. Okay. How do we handle this then? Show me more, please, for Aries for December. Have I mentioned this is the reading for December? It's also timeless, so whenever you're watching this, if you feel like it speaks to you, take it. Or not. Up to you. 10 of Cups. Whoa. 10 of Cups. The manifestation of the element of water and its utmost best in this lifetime. Happily ever after. But how do we go from 7 of Wands, the Tower, 10 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, to the 10 of Cups? Explain this to me. I don't want to assume you're bipolar. So explain this to me, please. Four of Swords. Okay, so I have Four of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Four of Swords. The Ten of Cups is surrounded by these two fours. There's a standstill of some sort when it comes to either family or matters of the heart, or both. The aspect of feeling complete with your environment and with people around you is a little bit, might feel a little off right now. With the Four of Swords next to the Ten of Cups, there might be a family member that needs rest and healing, and to not be stubborn and keeping on working and keeping on being active and keeping on moving when they need to rest. If this is you, Aries, you need to rest. If this is a family member, tell them they need to rest. King of Pentacles drop in the reverse on the Four of Pentacles. This is a very stubborn energy. I don't know who this is to you, Aries. Now, keep in mind, because these are general readings, this could be you. And I'm here to guide you to expand. So I'm not gonna make believe that this is only someone exterior to you and you are obviously perfect. You might be perfect. I'm pretty sure there's a good chance that you're perfect, Aries. I love you guys very much. So this could be someone in your environment, but this could be you. Either way, this person, whoever this may be, and you decide, is in a very stubborn, controlling place. They do not want to hear it. They're holding on to what they know, to this pentacle, or to what they have, or to whatever perception they live by, and nothing is going to budge them. This combination, if it's someone that you're dealing with, Aries, don't try. Not at the moment anyway, not in this coming month, because they're in a very stubborn place, at least until January. This might require a recess of some sort. If this is you, you're not helping yourself. It's also an energy, I'm guessing it's someone around you because you guys are very kind. Judgment. Could also be someone in your life that is cheap in some way. Obviously, it could be financial, but here's the thing about generosity versus being cheap. You can be highly generous and highly cheap with your affection, with your attention, with your time, with being open-hearted, with your truth, with your sincerity. So this could be someone who's really holding back on expressing feelings, on expressing kindness, on giving from their time, on giving from their attention, or simply being kind. And with this Judgment here in the upright, someone is being called out on that. And or there's some sort of an awakening and understanding, because I have the Judgment right underneath the Tower. Like, this isn't an alarm clock. This is like 10 alarm clocks plus an alarm goes off outside your house somewhere, and someone's spilling a bucket of water on your head to wake you up. Like, all that's this combination. This is like a realization or a wake-up call that is really, really, really loud. And the more someone is in either denial or stubbornness and insistence on something, the harder the wake-up call has to be, right? If you don't hear it in the whisper, you hear it in the shout. This is a combination that didn't hear it in the whisper, didn't hear it in the shout, and now is hearing it in the explosion. Analogy, a metaphor. Okay? Nine of Pentacles. This is someone standing up for their worth, claiming their worth, not afraid to express their worth and their standards, most importantly. And it's interesting because here we have the Nine of Pentacles, right? And this King of Pentacles is holding one pentacle, right? Now, 9 plus 1 of Pentacles sums to the 10 of Pentacles, which is like the embodiment of bliss. The happily ever after of the 10 of Cups, plus generations, stability, financial freedom, belonging, abundance, all that. But here, this like extra pentacle is being held back. Now, when I have this in between, okay, this is someone that just takes themselves away from the need of this pentacle. Better 9 standing pentacles than the one extra missing piece of a pentacle, but that is in the reverse and isn't given. This is the one bird on the branch. That someone wants to have in their palm. But realizing, wait, I have all these birdies on my own arm, in my own garden. Huh? Okay, keep your pentacles. Keep yourself, keep your kindness, keep your energy. Don't. It's okay. All good. Look at what I have. All good. You want to hold on to that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of Pentacles. Whoever is so unkind with what they have to give. Once again, Pentacles could reflect money. But Pentacles, first and foremost, reflect the element of earth, which is connection, belonging, authenticity, which I personally find to be way more kind when you give them than money. Because if you have money, it's easy to give, but giving your time, giving your energy, that's a whole other thing. It's way harder and way more impressive when it is given. And those 4 plus 1 pentacles sum to what? 5 of Pentacles. The embodiment of loss. When you keep everything to yourself, if someone is keeping everything to themselves and not giving anything, that everything that they seemingly have turns into dust, those 5 of Pentacles, which is losing what you have. Aries, I hope this is you who's standing up for your worth. And if not, it's okay. It's also a reason why you're here. To look at things from a different perspective. And maybe hopefully opening you up to not being so scared of giving. Because when we're scared of giving, it's because we're scared to lose. But when we don't give, we automatically lose. Show me more, please, for my amazing Aries for December. Show me more, please, for Aries for December. Show me more, please, for Aries for December. Some of you may experience some conflict at work with your boss or supervisor, and it's making you realize that it's just not where you want to be, not what you want to do, and you're considering moving ahead with being an independent or having your own thing, and considering it is embodied with Judgment and Nine of Pentacles, it looks like it could be a good idea for you. I also have 2 10s on the table, so some sort of cycle is ending to make room for a new one. I have 10 4 10 4, so 2 10s 2 4s. It's ending a cycle of some sort of something that was established in order to make room for something, to establish something new. So this could very much so be work, career, project, business. Show me more, please, for Aries. The first row is so synchronistic. We have 2 7s, 2 10s, and 2 4s. You want to take a look? You can see like that, right? More for Aries, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Cross Watchers, intuitively guided, or just people who came by to say hi. Hi. Oh, by the way, guys, I just came out with my first merchandise line, so check it out. The link is below. It's on Teespring, and I did for the holidays a promo code of a 10% discount. So everything is in the description box, so check it out. It's my own designs. Ooh, 5 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. And it's another 10, by the way. So we go from 7 of Wands all up to 10 of Wands and back down to 5 of Wands. This whole, whatever conflict is going on that has some sort of a push and pull on you, that one moment you feel like you're on top of it and can defeat it or handle it, and the next everything looks too heavy and too much to bear, and then you go back to try and deal with it, and it's a little bit easier, but still a lot of things that are kind of in the way. And boom, the Wheel of Fortune saying enough. The Wheel of Fortune with the Judgment is a very strong combination. This says, oh, with the Tower, this says something has got to shift, because this dynamic isn't good for us. As the mortals fight for nonsense, the heavens deal with what's important, and one by one they'll drop these wands and force these individuals to focus on what matters. Because the Rota of Taro Orat, the Torah of Ator. The wheel of life speaks the laws of love, not of nonsense, ego, stubbornness, of love. You see the letters here? Of what matters most. What is it that is worthy of focusing on? Who's right, who's wrong? What you have, what you don't have? Status? Ego? Money? It all drops and fails in the face of the only thing that is the glue of this life, which is love. If you suppress the truth of life to over-focus, you or someone, Aries, to over-focus on the thing that is supposed to establish you as a self, not to break you as a self, aka ego, and materialism. The universe will come and break it all down. It will call out. This is a major spiritual lesson / understanding, realization. That is meant to completely turn around a certain dynamic or mechanism of behavior. Can you explain more this Wheel of Fortune or show me more for Aries for December? I will finish up with the animal spirit messages, so stay tuned for the oracles. And I will also continue this reading in the extended link below. We'll focus on your love life, seeing into you and your person of interest. Okay? And we'll also do a rune reading at the end. After the tarot, we'll finish up with runes. Yay! Let's carry on with this. Anything else I need to tell Aries for the month of December to guide them, to heal, to expand, to benefit the beautiful Aries out there? Oh mon Dieu. Okay, the Sun in the reverse. Here's the thing about major arcanas, even if they're in the reverse. It's just the way we look at it, right? The sun is still the sun. The sun is still shining. The sun is still very benevolent. But it fell right on top of the Ten of Cups that is surrounded with Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords. Something within your family is not clear. Or there's someone who needs your attention. Aries, this could be potentially a younger family member. Doesn't have to be. But or this could be also a paternal figure. It could either be a younger individual or a paternal figure, like a father, an uncle, a grandfather. And this could be a child, a sibling. Okay, I will say this, and this is for very few of you, if not one of you that needs to hear it. If you have a family member that isn't feeling well, and most importantly, if it's a child that behaves odd and you think maybe they're just doing it to get attention, or maybe they're lying, or maybe whatever. They're not lying. They're not just doing it to get attention. Give them the attention that they require and go check. And if one doctor says nothing, everything is fine, but the kid is still complaining and crying or isn't feeling well, believe your child. Doctors are humans. Some of them graduated a long time ago and they haven't been catching up with recent discoveries, which come out every freaking day. Because human beings are human beings, and at times they are arrogant and lazy, and unfortunately so are people who serve our health. So please believe the thing that came out of your womb when they're telling you that they're not feeling well. If they seem to have less energy, if they're not as happy, if something is going on, talk to them, ask them what they need, and don't dismiss anything they say. There might be a father figure that dismisses something that a child says to them. There is something that needs to come to light. Now, if this is a pregnancy that is unexpected, it seems to have happened in a specific timing for a reason that is beyond what it's telling me. And even if it was telling me, I don't feel comfortable in talking about it for a general reading because it's too much responsibility, especially if I'm a little bit off. But whatever this is, it seems to be timed, if it's a pregnancy. So it could be something karmic or spiritual of some sort, and that's the most I'll say. There also might be a father figure that is ill. And guys, this is not a premonition. All these things that I'm saying, it's things that you would know of, okay? So if this is not for you, I really appreciate your patience as someone that needs to receive these messages or receiving them. And don't worry, I'll continue this a little bit. But if this is the case, that there's a paternal figure that is ill, there's a child that doesn't understand what is going on and they need to be spoken to and explained. Don't try to hide the truth from them. Tell them what is going on. Okay? Tell them what is going on, please. I feel like one last card. One last card for Aries, please, for December, before the animal spirit, of course. One last card. Thank you. Queen of Wands. There might be a Leo in this story. Or something that has to do with being center stage. This could be a teacher or a kindergarten teacher or just someone that is not a family member but outside of the family, in the case of the child, for example, that notices something is going on with the kid. So if you're approached by a teacher with well intentions and being like, hey, I feel like maybe this and this, maybe you should check this, maybe you should consider that, I'm not saying to take it as the ultimate truth, but maybe take it under consideration and do your due diligence. Because they mean very well. They mean very well. They really care about children. There's an aspect of, also an intuitive aspect to this. Like this person is sensing something is going on that is beneath the surface that needs to be checked. I do not recommend Ritalin and all these alleged ADHD, ADD medicines. It has substance in it that is very similar to cocaine, that you have it in cocaine. It numbs. It gets you addicted, and it kills brain cells. In case you have an ADHD kid, entertain them. Let them have tons of after school, exercises and and learning experiences, and if they change their mind every week, that's fine. They can go study ballet and then study basketball and then whatever. Let them express their creativity and their individualism, and their energy. And obviously, if you can't afford all these extracurriculums, I'm the last person to judge. I completely understand. Be creative. Take them to the beach or the community swimming pool and swim and have fun in the water, or play soccer with them, or whatever. It will get you also out of the house. Or painting, or anything other than drugging them down. It does something to the brain. You can see it in their eyes. They become numb, okay? You can see it. Brilliant children with tons of energy are being drugged out of their mind just because adults can't handle them being a little bit different than them. And they don't get a say because they're kids. You're messing up with their neurotransmitters. You can't do that. Please. I'm tapping into an energy suddenly of also a young woman, could be a teenager or early 20s, that is rebelling because she's very, very creative, very unique, and she feels like she doesn't belong in her environment. If you're not, but if you know this individual, give them the utmost support you can without judgment, because now they're living in a home, okay? Or now you're in an environment where you constantly need to be with them, right? So you feel like nothing you will do will make you lose them. But as they grow or leave, they will remember being suppressed. And some things you can't go back from. So value them and love them and appreciate them today, not 10 years from now when it's already too late and they're carrying so much resentment. You know? I'm beginning to tap into something else. Give me a second. If it comes to me, I'll tell you, and if not, we'll just move to the animal spirit, okay? Thank you. There's also someone in a creative environment that feels like they want to leave and do their own creative thing and not be a part of that group dynamic. And I encourage that if you feel like it's just not been benefiting you. Okay? Learn the lesson. Take what you need to take from it. I'm getting save yourself. Not in a dramatic, like, disaster thing, but like, if you're at a situation in a dynamic where you did okay, you did everything right, and the group around you or the people around you really messed up in a way, don't go down with the ship. Don't go down with the ship. Be honest with yourself. I didn't do anything. It's not my responsibility. I don't need to get screwed up because of this. 5 years from now, I won't remember these people, and them asking me to go down with them, even though I did nothing wrong, is not a friendly thing to do, right? So maybe they're not friends. If someone is asking you to go down with them when it's not your fault, just to show alleged loyalty, that's not friendship, and they would not and they probably wouldn't do the same for you. So think about your future, especially if you're a young individual watching me. Let's say you're in high school or in college or in some sort of system. Tell the superior or whatever that you had nothing to do with it. Express your will to be, you know, to do right. If this is your case, of course. And take care of yourself, because you have a bright future ahead. Okay, let's do animal spirit. I do want to do this for a second. 2 4s, 3 10s, 2 7s, 19 9, king and queen. We also have these majors. Sorry, I really like to look at it from a different perspective and see what else can come up. 2 4s, 2 10s, 2 7s. Yeah, some of you have a destiny calling kind of thing. And some of you will take the call and answer, and some of you will really insist on holding on to what you think you have, but that will keep you stagnant. I recommend compromise over battles that won't do you any good. For whoever needed to hear this. 919. And you're starting a very big new cycle in your life. But some of you will insist on remaining in the past cycle, and that's your free choice. But keep in mind, it's not like we're in a very very powerful time right now. It's a portal, it's a gate. And the differences between the dimension and the frequencies of people are going to just be bigger and bigger. There's been a lot of opportunities for people to catch up with the expansion and with the moving into the 5D dimension, in the 5th dimension. And free choice and all. Some, of course, chose to stay in their crumbling world. But the gaps are growing and growing, and that's the split that you keep hearing about. The earth split, right? Because two things that are not of the same frequency cannot be in the same room together. It's just physics. So the bigger the difference, just the bigger it's like two magnets repelling each other. It's just impossible. So the earth will split. Now, not necessarily, I mean, what do I know? I don't know what universal plan is necessarily. There's all kinds of possibilities that we can imagine. I personally don't think it's like literal two earths, but maybe split of continents, for example. It has happened in history, right? Where there's a change in the, all the continents used to be one, connected, and then earthquakes and all that jazz, and there was a split, and now we have 7 continents. Great, but Earth is changing. I think climate change is just a physical expression of the shift, of the split, energetic split, and geographically, things will alter. So the more you stall the expansion and the change, the more likely you are to remain stuck in the past cycles and in the lower dimension frequency. And then it's not like, oh, whatever, a year from now I'll do it. It's never too late. The gap will grow so big, it will become harder and harder. At one point, I don't know if possible, but at least it will take time. Maybe there will be another portal I'm sensing in 12 years or so. But it's not like, I'll just wait a few more months, or I'll just wait a couple of years. No, you'll probably have to wait a decade, if not 20 years. So keep that in mind. This is not about scaring you. This is about encouraging you. I'm not going to fluff what I see. I'm sorry. I'm not. If you're new to this channel, I'm not here to fluff. And the way to create positivity is sometimes going through the negativity in order to dissolve it. You can't heal an injury that you refuse to look at or touch, or to even admit that it exists. Okay? And denial is stagnation. So by default, waking up means we were asleep or numb. So I'm not going to be here pretending to help people wake up by telling them, you're so woke and beautiful. If you were woke, you wouldn't need me or anyone. You'd be good, right? Okay, so let's not pretend. I'm on the same boat. I'm waking up with you. I'm always a few steps ahead in order to help people come with or guide them, but I come from the same place. Just because I climbed this floor 2 years ago doesn't mean I didn't have to climb it. Doesn't mean that I wasn't in the lower floor before that. It allows me and others like me to lead by example, by going through it. Okay? So I'm there with you. It's just a matter of different timings, that's all. Join me. And I'm still on the path. I don't know the destination. We speak of oneness, we speak of God. I feel like I'm in it. I feel like everyone is in it and a part of it. But do I have proof? Do I have a tag on the passport? No. We're all on the same journey. Okay? All right, animal spirit. Whew. The readings for December are getting long because it's important. It's a bridge. I don't want to see you guys sitting on a bridge. And if you are, I'm gonna stand next to you and talk to you into getting up and moving. I know it's scary, but just don't look down. You did that brave step of crossing from one side and getting on that bridge, but now you're standing in the middle of the bridge. Be like, you gotta keep it moving. Speaking of, horse. Who else got this? Freedom, movement, spirit, honor. I'm getting like honor, like knights. A call to be honorable, be, like a knight. Where your word is your stone, is your rock. Show me more. One more card, please. For Aries, we have the horse. What else? Oh, that's too much. Okay, I saw the wolf in the bottom of the deck. Not surprised. Just one card. I might just seek for the wolf. Keep it in mind if it doesn't come out again. One more, the horse, and for Aries for December. Okay. One more, please. The whale. So both the horse and the whale came out in prior readings. I don't remember which ones, I'm sorry. But for December, for this month. There's something that you're realizing, Aries, and as you're making and this is for December or whenever you're watching this, right? So if it doesn't speak any of it, if you feel like it doesn't necessarily resonate with you right now, come back to this reading 2-3 months. 2-3 months? Okay, maybe some of you will fly with 2-3 months from now, this message. But 2-3 weeks from now, I recommend doing that with all the readings that you find, going back to them, going back in time to make the connections. Like right now, watch November reads, right? But anyway, there's some sort of realization that happens to you, Aries. And as it happens, without necessarily conveying it with words or articulating it to whomever is relevant, someone hears you. Like the whales, you know, I feel like they're like dolphins. They have like solar communication, borderline telepathy, if not actual telepathy. I don't pretend to know exactly how they communicate, but something of that sort. And if anyone wants to enlighten us, feel free to comment about that. But it's like they hear you. And it's also, whales travel for very long distances, and so do horses. But whales, they travel through oceans, right? It's like something that clicks within you, Aries, within your consciousness, creates a ripple of energy that has a sound to it, that has a sense to it, that is getting picked up by someone who already embodies that, And now just naturally they're feeling, they're moving towards you. So for some of you, it starts now, this ripple effect, and will result in manifestation 2-3 months from now, or whenever. This is earth and water. So this Cancer had a very strong earth and water element in their reading. So maybe there's something in the Cancer reading there for you. Yeah. And it's like, it's two very different worlds, seemingly very different beasts, but with a very strong same core essence, that the horse here needs to be triggered into. Maybe this is this whole tower reading thing that is happening right now and in this coming month for you, that will make the pieces fall into their right place. And then that will finally align, and then the energy will start like a wave, like a ripple, calling to this whale to you. I don't know if it's like a person, a special person, or this could be someone someone from a distance, perhaps, or maybe a foreigner. You seem to be like allegedly very different from each other, but you have a very similar core. They're going to hear you and come. Interesting. Let me know if you already know what this is about, or if you're coming back to this reading a few weeks or a few months from now and suddenly it clicks, then please share with me. Please comment. Okay? All right, I'll see you guys in a sec. I can't wait to look into, maybe the double pentagram and the extended will show us who this whale is for you, or whoever it is that you're dealing with right now, you and your person of interest. So I'll see you on Vimeo in a sec, and if you're not joining me, all good. I love you anyways. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, so you can check out your other placements, or I'll see you in 2020, mon Dieu. Please subscribe to The Shift if you haven't yet. Press the bell button next to it to receive notifications, and just stay magic, Aries. Stay magic.